I think the period of culture that we're in the U.S. and even globally right now, in which we have 10% unemployment, we're hoping that the economy has signs of recovery. These are times when new and different should be considered the vanguard of change. For us to have an entrepreneurial startup is what the consumers are waiting for. You know, consumers are waiting to spend their money on things that reflect the new reality that we're living in. And there's little doubt that Americans, for instance, are well aware of how many jobs we've lost to globalization. We're well aware of how our standard of living has decreased at the expense of globalization. And we're well aware of the number of industries that have left this country or are suffering particularly poorly. My lifelong experience with the consumer is that the consumer will buy what they want if you make what they want, if you give them what they want. It's when we start making products that satisfy the people in the distribution system, whether it's the retailer or the wholesaler, that we forget about the consumer and we are making choices that are short-term and expedient to get the business, rather than being patient to understand what the consumer's true interest and choices are, and what does it take to provide those choices. Now, in the case of consumers today, there are a few things that are very clear to me. We go through the day subconsciously uncomfortable with how we feel, because the temperatures that we're in are varying. We might be in an air-conditioned space one moment, and then we're outdoors another moment. We might be in a cold environment outdoors, but the thermostats have been set low inside, so we have to seek another layer to be comfortable during the day. And so we are much more aware of taking care of our personal warmth needs than before. And if you are aging, you also are finding that you are colder more easily, and that is a surprise to us as we're getting older. And so it's one more reason why we're seeking comfort and warmth. So if the customer had the choice of putting something right next to their skin that was very lightweight, very warm without being hot, and just sort of added an extra layer of confidence and comfort, they would do it. They would do it. So the question is, can we make something for them that achieves that? Wool achieves that when synthetic fibers do not. Can we do that in this country by recreating American jobs, inspiring the sheep producers to make a product for an American brand that is sold in this country? The answer is yes, absolutely. These are the changing circumstances of 2009 or post-2008, however you want to look at this world. And how are we going to sell it? Well, if choice is what you're trying to bring to the consumer, and choice is one of our brand important features, that means that if I like what you have, I want to be sure you stock it. And I want to be sure that I can get my size or my style. Maybe it's a Henley neck, maybe it's a scoop neck, maybe it's a short sleeve, maybe it's a long sleeve. all the number of choices that there are to make, we give them all of these choices. And the way we do it is with an online opportunity, because when you're online, you can have one warehouse feeding one set of orders coming into one portal, and having a website that displays as much information and visual content as possible to help the consumer make a decision. So what I'm saying is, I think the internet is proving to be the portal of choice for consumers to buy more and more of their merchandise. And if that's so, we want to be where the emerging customer is showing an interest and pattern to shop.